What if I told you some of the most epic stories in Korean television are flying completely under your radar? I'm talking about historical dramas that blend pulse-pounding action with the kind of storytelling that will keep you up until 3 a.m. saying, just one more episode. These aren't your typical palace dramas full of scheming and romance, though there's plenty of that too. These are high-octane historical epics where swords clash, arrows fly, and heroes rise from nothing to change the course of history. Today, I'm counting down the 15 most criminally underrated historical Korean dramas that deliver both incredible action and unforgettable stories. And trust me, number 3 on this list completely changed how I view historical dramas forever. Before we dive in, if you're new here, I'm obsessed with finding the hidden gems of Korean drama that don't get enough love. Hit subscribe and that notification bell so you never miss out on discoveries like these. Let's jump in. Number 15, Mr. Sunshine. Starting our list at number 15 is Mr. Sunshine, which might be the most recognized title here, but is still criminally underwatched compared to its quality. Set in the early 1900s during a pivotal moment in Korean history, this drama follows Eugene Choi, a Korean-born U.S. Marine who returns to his homeland. Production value here is absolutely off the charts. With a budget of over $40 million, every frame looks like it belongs in a feature film. But what really sets Mr. Sunshine apart is how it balances jaw-dropping action sequences with a deeply moving story about love, loyalty, and sacrifice during Korea's fight for independence. The action here isn't just stylish, it's historically significant, showing the clash between traditional Korean warriors and modern military tactics. Lee Byung-hun delivers one of the most nuanced performances of his career, and the supporting cast creates characters you'll be thinking about months after finishing. Fair warning though, keep tissues nearby. This one hits hard in the feels while it's blowing your mind with some of the best choreographed action sequences ever put on Korean television. Number 14, The Joseon Gunman. Number 14, The Joseon Gunman stars the incredibly versatile Lee Joon-gi as Park Yoon-kong, a skilled swordsman who trades his blade for a rifle to avenge his father's death. What makes this series special is watching traditional Joseon-era combat evolve as Western weapons begin changing warfare forever. The drama perfectly captures this transitional period in Korean history, where the old and new worlds violently collide. The action choreography brilliantly showcases Lee Joon-gi's martial arts background. He performs nearly all his own stunts here, creating some of the most authentic action sequences you'll see. The drama finds clever ways to combine traditional Korean fighting styles with the new era of firearms. Beyond the action, there's a compelling story about political reform, foreign influence, and a man caught between two worlds. If you appreciate both thoughtful historical commentary and did he just do that action sequences, The Joseon Gunman delivers both in spades. Number 13, Haechi. Number 13 on our list is Haechi, starring Yoon Il-woo as Prince Yunning, who later becomes King Yeongjo. Now before you think another palace drama, let me stop you right there. Haechi completely subverts expectations by following a prince who regularly leaves the palace to fight corruption firsthand. Working with a ragtag team including a female inspector, extremely unusual for the period, he delivers justice with both his mind and his sword. Chemistry between the core team makes this series special. Go-era plays Park Moon-soo, one of the first female inspectors in historical drama, and her action sequences are some of the most satisfying in the series. There's a wonderful found family dynamic that develops amid the political intrigue and sword fights. What many viewers miss about Haechi is how it balances serious historical events with moments of surprising humor and heart. The fight choreography emphasizes quick thinking over brute force, showing how intelligence and combat skills together make for the most formidable warriors. Number 12, The Great Queen Seondeok. Coming in at number 12 is the epic saga The Great Queen Seondeok. While this drama helped launch the careers of several major Korean stars, many international viewers still haven't discovered this masterpiece. Don't let its 2009 release date fool you. This 62-episode epic features battle sequences that still hold up today, with hundreds of extras, practical effects, and stunt work that raises the bar for historical productions. The scale here is truly massive. What makes this drama unique is seeing warfare through a female perspective. Queen Seondeok must navigate both political obstacles and literal battlefields, using her intelligence as much as military might. The series expertly portrays how different leadership styles clash on the battlefield. And we need to talk about Miss Hill, played by the legendary Go Hyun-young, easily one of the greatest villains in K-drama history. Her character transforms political scheming into an art form, creating tension that rivals any sword fight. Conflict between Miss Hill and Seon-deok drives some of the most intense strategic battles ever depicted in historical drama. Few appreciate stories where brains matter as much as brawn in combat. The great Queen Seon-deok delivers this perfect balance across its epic run. Number 11. Bridal Mask. Number 11. Bridal Mask takes us to 1930s Korea during the Japanese occupation, following a Korean police officer who secretly becomes a masked vigilante fighting against oppression. Joo-won's performance as Kang-to/Bridal Mask is nothing short of spectacular, requiring him to essentially play three different characters: the cruel officer, the awakened patriot, and the masked avenger. The physical demands of this role are incredible, with Joo-won performing much of his own stunt work. Unlike many historical dramas set in ancient times, Bridal Mask brings action into an early modern setting, incorporating elements of urban combat, gunplay, and even early parkour across rooftops and moving trains. The fight scenes are raw, brutal, and emotionally charged. You feel every punch. The mask itself becomes a powerful symbol of resistance, and watching Kang-to's transformation from collaborator to freedom fighter creates one of the most compelling character arcs in Korean television. The series doesn't shy away from the moral complexities of occupation, resistance, and what it truly costs to fight for freedom. Fair warning, this one gets dark and doesn't pull punches when depicting historical atrocities. But its unflinching approach makes the action sequences feel genuinely consequential rather than merely entertaining. Number 10. Rebel Thief Who Stole the People. At number 10, Rebel Thief Who Stole the People reimagines the classic Korean folk hero Hong Gil-dong as a revolutionary leader fighting for the common people against corrupt nobles. What makes the action in Rebel so refreshing is its focus on guerrilla warfare and clever tactics rather than just sword skills. The series shows how ordinary people can become extraordinary fighters when pushed to their limits, using the environment and surprise to overcome better-equipped enemies. Yoon Kyun-sang underwent an incredible physical transformation for this role, building the muscular physique needed to believably portray a man who can take on multiple opponents at once. Training sequences showing Gil-dong's evolution from farm boy to fighting legend are absolutely inspiring. Another unique aspect is how the series incorporates traditional folk music into its action scenes, creating a rhythm to the fighting that feels distinctly Korean. Percussion-heavy scores during major battles will have your heart pounding in sync with the action. But what elevates Rebel beyond typical action fare is its emotional core. Gil-dong isn't fighting for abstract ideals but for his family and community. This personal connection makes every fight scene matter on a deeper level than just who wins or loses. Number 9. Gunman in Joseon. Number 9, we have another Lee Jun-jae masterclass in Gunmen in Joseon, which showcases some of the most technically impressive firearm handling ever seen in a historical Korean drama. The series meticulously researched early firearms of the period, showing their limitations, advantages, and how they changed combat forever. What's fascinating is watching characters adapt traditional martial arts to incorporate these new weapons, creating hybrid fighting styles unique to this transitional period. Unlike many historical dramas that focus on lone heroes, Gunmen in Joseon features brilliant team-based combat sequences where different fighters with complementary skills work together against overwhelming odds. Choreography in these ensemble battles is simply next level. What's often overlooked about this series is how it doesn't glorify violence. It shows the psychological toll of becoming a killer, even for righteous causes. Lee Jun-jae conveys this internal struggle beautifully while still delivering some of the most kinetic action sequences in his career. Number 8. Chuno, The Slave Hunters. At number 8, Chuno, also known as The Slave Hunters, completely revolutionized action cinematography in Korean historical dramas when it premiered in 2010. The series introduced filming techniques rarely seen in television at the time: handheld tracking shots following characters at full sprint, underwater sequences, and long one-take action scenes that showcase the incredible physical abilities of the cast, particularly lead actor Jang Hyuk. Speaking of Jang Hyuk, his performance set a new standard for action stars in Korean drama. He developed a unique fighting style for his character that incorporates traditional martial arts with a raw, animalistic quality that perfectly suits a man who hunts humans for a living. Chuno stands out for its unflinching realism. The fights are dirty, desperate, and exhausting. Characters actually get tired, injured, and don't magically recover between scenes. The series shows the grueling physical reality of combat in a way few historical dramas attempt. Beyond the revolutionary action, Chuno delivers a complex moral story that forces viewers to question the entire social system of the era. There are no simple heroes or villains here, just humans fighting to survive in a brutal world, making the action sequences all the more impactful. Number 7. The Blade and Petal. Number 7. The Blade and Petal features some of the most visually distinctive sword fighting in any Korean historical drama, emphasizing the artistic and almost dance-like quality of traditional Korean swordsmanship. What makes this series special is its focus on contrasting fighting styles that reflect character personalities. Kim Ok-bin's character Moo Young uses a lighter, faster technique that relies on precision and flexibility, creating some of the most graceful yet lethal combat sequences you'll see. The cinematography during action sequences is absolutely breathtaking, using slow motion, unique color grading, and dramatic lighting to emphasize the beauty and violence. Some fights are shot almost like poetry in motion rather than just combat. What many viewers miss about this series is how the fighting styles evolve as characters change emotionally. The way someone fights in Episode 1 versus Episode 16 reflects their internal journey, creating a visual language that tells the story even without dialogue. The attention to detail and weapon design alone makes this series worth watching for action fans. Each major character has distinctive blades with unique properties that influence their fighting style. Number 6. Faith. Number 6. Faith takes a fascinating approach to historical action by incorporating subtle fantasy elements into its combat scenes, particularly through Lee Min-ho's character Choi Young and his ability to channel lightning through his sword. While remaining grounded in historical setting, the series creates a unique visual language for its action sequences that blend practical swordplay with carefully used special effects. The restraint shown in these fantasy elements actually makes them more impactful when they appear. What's often overlooked about Faith is its attention to period-accurate military tactics and formations. Rather than just focusing on one-on-one duels, we see how armies actually fought in formation, used terrain advantages, and employed strategic thinking in warfare. The series also brings a medical perspective to combat through Kim Hee-sun's surgeon character, showing the aftermath and reality of battle wounds in a way few historical dramas attempt. This creates higher stakes for the action. Injuries matter and have consequences. While romance is certainly present, Faith never lets it overshadow the central conflicts and action elements, maintaining perfect balance between heart-pounding combat and character development. Number 5. My Country: The New Age. Breaking into our top 5 is My Country: The New Age, featuring what might be the most emotionally devastating sword duels ever filmed for Korean television. The fight choreography in My Country emphasizes the brutal, exhausting reality of swordplay. When characters fight, you see them gasping for breath, straining against their own limitations, and fighting through injuries that would stop most warriors. What elevates the action is how clearly the two leads' fighting styles represent their characters. Yang Sejong's Seowei fights with straightforward power and unwavering determination, while Woo Do-won's Nam Sun-ho employs adaptable techniques reflecting his calculated personality. Their contrasting styles create visual poetry when they clash. The series brilliantly shows how combat changes these men over time. Each battle leaves both physical and emotional scars that affect how they fight in the next encounter. By the final confrontation, their fighting styles have evolved to incorporate elements of each other's techniques, visually representing their complex relationship. Even the environments suffer realistic damage during fights. Walls crumble, structures collapse, and the world itself seems to respond to the intensity of these confrontations. Production design team deserves major credit for creating settings that become active participants in the combat. Number 4. Gu Family Book. At number 4, Gu Family Book brings supernatural martial arts action to historical settings, following a half-human, half-gumiho, nine-tailed fox, who struggles to control his powers while fighting for justice. The action choreography takes inspiration from wuxia films, incorporating wire work and acrobatic elements that allow for spectacular aerial combat while still feeling grounded in Korean martial arts traditions. What makes this series unique is its balanced approach to action across genders. Susie's character Dam Yeowol is an accomplished martial artist whose fighting style emphasizes speed and precision over raw power. Her combat scenes are choreographed with the same care and complexity as the male leads. The supernatural elements create unique visual opportunities for action sequences, particularly when the main character's gumiho nature emerges. These transformation scenes blend practical effects with CGI to create genuinely thrilling moments when his supernatural abilities manifest. The training sequences deserve special mention. Rather than montages, we get detailed instruction in historical Korean martial arts forms that later pay off in combat situations. This attention to technical detail gives the action authentic foundations even when supernatural elements are introduced. Number 3. Warrior Baekdong-seo. Number 3. Warrior Baekdong-seo features what many martial arts experts consider the most technically accurate depiction of traditional Korean swordsmanship ever portrayed in television drama. Based on the life of a real historical swordsman, the series showcases an impressive array of period-accurate weapons beyond just swords, including the unique Korean flail, staff fighting techniques, and specialized blades specific to different Korean martial arts traditions. The commitment to authenticity extended to the actor's training. Ji Chang-wook underwent months of intensive martial arts preparation, learning actual forms and techniques rather than simplified screen versions. This dedication shows in every movement, creating action sequences with remarkable technical precision. What elevates this series beyond pure action is the complex relationship between Baekdong-seo and childhood friend turned assassin Yeo Woon, played by Yoo Sung-ho. Their parallel training in contrasting martial arts traditions creates philosophical depth to their eventual confrontations. The series never loses sight of the human cost of violence, showing how even victorious warriors carry physical and psychological scars from combat. This emotional weight makes every clash matter beyond just impressive choreography. Number 2. Six Flying Dragons. Coming in at number 2, Six Flying Dragons delivers what might be the most ambitious historical action ever attempted in a Korean drama, spanning decades of warfare and political conflict during the founding of the Joseon dynasty. The sheer scale of action sequences is breathtaking. Full battalion deployments, siege warfare, naval battles, and cavalry charges are all rendered with remarkable attention to historical accuracy. Production team consulted military historians to ensure formations and tactics reflected actual 14th century Korean warfare. While the large-scale battles impress, the series also delivers incredible intimate combat through Byun Yohan's character Dang Se, whose evolution from untrained survivor to master assassin creates some of the most technically impressive one-on-one fights in Korean television. What makes Six Flying Dragons truly special is how fighting styles directly represent the political philosophies of different characters. From Yoo Eun's calculated precision reflecting his strategic mind to Kim Myung-min's traditional techniques embodying conservative values. Combat becomes visual political discourse. Across its 50 episodes, we witness not just physical battles but the philosophical war for Korea's soul, making every clash resonate with historical significance beyond just spectacular action. Number 1. Empress Ki. And finally, at number 1, Empress Ki delivers what I consider the perfect blend of epic scale, personal combat, political intrigue, and emotional stakes in historical Korean action drama. Ha Ji-won's performance as Sungmyang/Empress Ki sets a nearly impossible standard for action heroines, performing complex martial arts sequences while conveying the character's evolution from Korean slave to Mongol empress. Her fighting style evolves throughout the series, incorporating techniques from both Korean and Mongol traditions as her character transforms. What makes Empress Ki unique is how it brings action into traditionally non-combat settings. Palace corridors, royal chambers, and diplomatic events become battlegrounds where combat must be disguised, restrained, or executed with absolute precision. These environmental constraints create some of the most inventive action choreography you'll see. The series also brilliantly contrasts Korean and Mongol martial traditions, from weapons and armor to fighting philosophies, creating cultural tensions that play out physically during conflict scenes. This attention to cultural differences in combat adds fascinating layers to every confrontation. What ultimately elevates Empress Ki to the top position is how each action sequence directly advances character development and emotional stakes. By the final episodes, combat scenes carry the weight of 51 episodes of built relationships, betrayals, and personal growth, creating action that resonates on multiple levels simultaneously. There you have it, 15 historical Korean dramas that deliver incredible action alongside unforgettable storytelling. Whether you're into epic battles, intimate duels, supernatural martial arts, or politically charged conflicts, there's something here that deserves a spot on your watch list. Which of these dramas are you most excited to check out? Or if you've seen some already, which one would you rank highest? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content exploring the best of Korean drama. Till next time, happy watching!